Hi there. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. I hope that we're learning a lot about damaged hair and how you can heal your scalp and stabilize your breakage or your damage, your dryness. That's what it's really all about, is stabilizing the damage to retard the damage so that it doesn't get worse. Therefore, you have time to change your bad hair habits or maybe try some new conditioning techniques. Remember, if you condition better, your hair will show it. I'd like to share my experience of 35 years of specializing in damaged hair. I often talk about my phenomenal hair clients who helped inspired me to continue uh, to specialize in damaged hair. So I'm looking forward to having this channel and having you take a different look at your conditioning techniques and how you think about conditioning. It's important that you know how your hair receives conditioning and what effects you should expect after conditioning. This way you can keep most of your damage at bay. You don't have to put up with thin hair. You don't have to put up with breakage. Why stay at home and not use your product to the best of its ability? You spend a lot of money on your product. So the new conditioning techniques, if you think you have a good product, then put your product to the test. Use it to its best ability so that you can get all the conditioning that you can receive from that product. And then you can surely sit back and say, you know what? It didn't do what I expected. It was supposed to do this. I'm supposed to have moisture. I don't. So therefore, maybe I need a stronger moisturizer. And so now you're starting to pick product out with a little bit more wellness and health in mind. And I think making better conditioning decisions help you condition better. And your hair will show it, right? So let's try to, on this channel, let's try to share comments and try to ask any questions that you like. I think it helps everybody to learn about questions that pertaining to hair damage. So I don't think any question is crazy. And repeat questions are wanted because when you repeat, helps you remember it. So not only are you helping me, learn a lot more, or should I say, I do learn more, but I also like repeating the basics because that way it keeps me fresh and keeps me more able to help people if I have a good, solid, basic scientific knowledge. So it does help me to go over these questions again. So I don't mind. So please send your questions. I appreciate that. And remember, I really appreciate you sending your hair questions to Dita Hair 911. I really appreciate that at gmail.com. What's nice about that is that I get to read the questions and get to kind of go over them prior to presenting them on the channel. And here again, everybody learns. Uh, just want you to know that it's appreciated that you send questions, but you really need to leave a comment. I really appreciate that as well, because it also lets my channel know that you're asking these questions. That's where when you Gmail me, it gives me great things to talk about to talk about with you, but it does not do anything for YouTube knowing that you're communicating with me. So please leave a comment and push the like button. The first email question sent to ditahair911 at gmail.com is, well, let me see here. I always do this, don't I? All right. Will my hat make my hair thin? Wearing a hat does not necessarily cause you to go thin. There's other issues there that maybe the hat isn't helping. Remember, your hat does not protect you from the sun unless it has a SPF of at least 50. So you need to have a sunscreen protection in your clothes or in your hat That way it will help protect your hair from the sun. But covering it, the rays go right through. It may not have the intensity as if you didn't have a hat, but it does. It does. It does still have the drying effect, and it still can rob your hair of moisture. Here again, think of your windows. When you have curtains, the sun comes right through the window and it makes your curtains yellow or fade. So the sun is pretty strong and it's pretty fast. So no, you can wear your hat. However, if you do feel like you're having thinning, I would be more cautious of the sun and dryness than I would of the actual hat. However, the hat can aid you in this situation by being SPF sun protected. And I think any sun protection is good. I like 50, but 30 has been known to be just fine. So it's what you prefer. Second email question. Do I need to be careful about my styling products? Styling products have gotten really serious. Styling products have, they have all, I've known some that have chemicals in them. And that's, if they want to make the hair have more of a firm curl or they want to have the hair straighter, they have put chemicals in them. So if there's no chemicals in it, wash it out at night. Try to rinse your hair at night prior to going to bed. It may not be your day to wash, but it can definitely be your day to rinse. So go ahead and rinse your products out. I think it's better for the scalp not to have the products on there. And then there are drying agents in those gels and mousses because the drying agent is what helps the hair dry and stay in place real quick. So yes, we do want to rinse those out at night with warm water. You can always apply a little conditioner afterwards, which is great. And then, put that back and then you can go to bed as normal. Or you can style as normal. But yeah, rinse your styling gels out at night. Don't sleep in them. It's like sleeping in your makeup. Not good for your skin. Not good for your scalp. Second email question. Nope, that was the second. This is the third email question. My ends tangle a lot. Whenever your ends tangle a lot, it means that you've got more protein than you do moisture. If you continue to let your dehydration go without controlling it, then it will eventually tangle, act like Velcro. And that is not good because, of course, you cause more breakage. So you do want to deep condition. You have to get into the insulated heat cap and deep condition. And you would deep condition every 3 days for a little while until the tangling stopped. And then you could go to once a week and maybe to 2 weeks if you stay on top of it. Conditioning, remember moisture has time to build. You're not going to do one conditioner and be able to put back all your moisture that you need. So you do need to consider, excuse me, you do need to consider building moisture and not just one conditioner. Okay? Yeah, so that's good. We didn't do the big question. And the reason why is because I didn't really receive one this week or the last 2 weeks. I haven't received a big question. So no questions have come in asking the same questions. So that's okay. That's good, though. It gives me a little rest, gives us a time to think about it, and maybe we'll get some for next post. But for now, we just answered the email questions. They keep coming in, so that's good. Hair facts. We always can do hair facts. And I think the most important thing about hair facts today, and I'm glad that I have a little extra time because we did have the big question. So I have a little extra time to talk about hair facts. We can't talk about stressed hair too much. Stressed hair is important for us to understand that I think people feel like, well, I'm not in any stress. I just came back from vacation. I have a great time. I'm relaxed. I don't go back to work for another 2 or 3 days. I'm doing great. But actually, if you think about it, we're not talking about stress that's out of the ordinary. What we're talking about is that, or what I'm talking about is that stress builds up. So let's say today you did extra driving. Let's say tomorrow you exercise longer because you could, but you don't do your warm-ups or your cool-downs. That can build up stress. Stress is something that is everyday living. And everyday living makes your hair stressful, makes your scalp stress. Not everyone is prone to a stressed scalp, but anyone can have a stressed scalp. Okay. So yes, I have seen people that have the same hair, same length, and I've known them for 10 years. And their hair color hasn't changed. Their style hasn't changed. And it's just like, wow, that is so awesome because my hair is always doing something. My hair is always doing something, something that I don't want it to do. Had to go gray. It's like, what? I don't want to go gray. Why are you doing this to me? But sometimes you do have to make decisions according to your lifestyle and according to your hair maintenance. They have to flow together. And so does your activity. They say that the scalp or the hair is an extension of your nervous system. So you can imagine that a day of not sleeping makes your week a little harder. A day of not, doing stressful exercise. You didn't mean to, but you did. And you didn't warm up or cool down. And maybe you didn't have to. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, you didn't have to do cool-ups. You didn't notice any difference. Or cool-ups, warm-ups, and cool-downs. Those are exercising techniques that prior to exercising, you stretch, and then of course you stretch out really well, and then you do a mild exercise. A lot of times it's running, or jogging, or walking fast. And what it does is just warms your muscles up, prepares them for exercise. Cool downs is when you exercise and you coming to an end. So prior to your exercise, you know that 30 minutes is going to end your exercise. You're going to start saying, well, I'm going to walk a little slower. I'm going to run a little, run a little slower. And then I'm going to, of course, stretch out after I slow down. Then you stretch. It's a good way to end an exercise, and it does give you less stress. Traveling. You can travel and have a great time, but the extra walking, if you encountered any troubles on your journey, um, that will all be kind of stressful. Just not having the same bed, sometimes can be stressful. So make sure after you travel, come home and get that extra rest. It's good for your hair. A lot of times we interpret stress as being something that's not expected, like the tire breaks down, or the car breaks down, or the tire gets air a hole in it. These are the things we look at and say, oh my God, that's stressful for me, but that hasn't happened. So I'm not stressed. No, you're stressed just because you haven't had outside stress or extra stress. What we're saying is that every day we do carry stress. If it's no more than sitting in the car too much or sitting at our desk too much, we wear on our eyes by looking at the computer too long. Maybe today you've been on your computer and your phone more often than you usually do. These things can be stressful. So it's the little bitty things that add up to the end of the week that says, you know what, I went through a little stress. And it's just from everyday living, going to the grocery store, dealing with the children, dealing with the issues of normal life that makes us stress. So remember to watch your breathing. Remember to encourage good sleep. Remember to not get dehydrated. All these things can stress yourself out. Not taking your medication on time can stress you. Not supporting your vitamin care with your medication can stress you. Being off that week on eating can stress. So it's just the little things. Remember to look at that, what I call the red flags of stress. And then that way you can make sure that you accommodate your relaxation accordingly. So yes, I drove a lot. I used my eyes a lot on the computer, and I read. I read some things. So guess what? After reading my book, I'm going to ice pack or warm pack my eyes. I'm going to massage my temples. And then, of course, I'm going to get good rest. So remember, stressed hair is important, and it's serious, okay? Stressed hair can slowly sneak up on you, and the next thing you know, you have breakage from it. So let's make sure we have this in our hair care folder. It's really good to put these notes in there so that you can remember to go through your notes and remember the hair facts that you need to develop better hair habits so that you can accomplish stabilizing your damage and healing your scalp. I want to thank you for staying. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate all the Gmails. Thank you so much. But remember, I do need you to push that like button. I do need you to subscribe. And don't forget to send your emails to Dita hair911 at gmail.com. I have it in the description box. Um, remember to think about your hair in a different way. This week, think about your hair as far as conditioning. Does it need moisture at the end of the day? Is it stressing out just because you missed a deep conditioner? Notice your hair and take down notes so that you can get to know your hair, and you get to know it before it even gets dry. You go, you know what? I felt a little dry. I think I'm going to take care of that now instead of waiting for your dryness to get at critical levels. So this week, just have patience with your hair and 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 just think about how you can better your hair care with conditioning. It really will help you um, style better, healthy growth rate. It's really healthy for you to have a healthy attitude, and that's having patience. Understanding that what you do during the day, your lifestyle, does affect your hair. You and your hair have to have a lifestyle that flows together. So I want to thank you for giving damaged hair a voice. There's a lot of us sitting at home with damaged hair, and it's just in a repetitious state. We're just stuck in a rut. And what we want to do is pull you out of that rut and get you back on track with good conditioning. You can stop a lot of your hair damage. I'm hoping to help you with that, and I'm glad that you came here today to hear some more about how you can help your hair have a better hair day. Thank you. See you next time. Bye-bye.